Have you ever met someone who keeps to themselves? Or someone who's always overconfident? What about someone who notices the tiniest details? Today, we'll journey to a village where one boy's quiet nature holds a surprising strength. As we go through the story, try to guess the meanings of new words. Stay till the end for a fun quiz. By the end of this short video, your vocabulary will be 8 words richer. Welcome to Vocab Check. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please subscribe now. It's worth it. Now, let's dive into the story. The Mysterious Outcast. In a quiet village surrounded by a vast wilderness lived a boy named Ethan. Unlike the other children, he was reticent, rarely speaking unless necessary. His silence often made others uneasy, and over time they began to ostracize him, whispering about how strange he was. Why doesn't he talk much? A boy scoffed one day. He just thinks he's better than us. Another muttered. In truth, Ethan simply preferred to observe rather than speak. He noticed things others didn't. The shifting of the wind, the way the birds flew in patterns, the subtle tremble of the earth before a storm. But no one cared to listen. One day, a traveler arrived in the village. He was a meticulous man, carefully inspecting every detail of his surroundings. He had heard of an ancient artifact hidden deep in the forest and was seeking a guide. Who knows the land best? He asked the villagers. Ethan does, an old woman admitted, but good luck getting him to help. The traveler approached Ethan. Would you help me navigate the wilderness? Ethan hesitated. He was reluctant to interact with strangers, especially after being ignored by his own people. But something about the traveler's determination intrigued him. He studied the man carefully, noting his sturdy boots and the careful way he adjusted his satchel. After a long pause, Ethan nodded. All right, but we must leave at dawn. The next morning, the two ventured into the forest. The trees stretched high, their dense leaves blocking out the sun. The deeper they went, the more silent the world became. Ethan walked with sure steps while the traveler constantly checked his map. Noah, the traveler, scoffed at the suggestion of using a map. I don't need one, I know the way, he said, sounding presumptuous as he strode confidently ahead without checking. Ethan said nothing but kept a watchful eye on their path. Soon, he noticed something strange. The earth beneath their feet was too soft. Stop, Ethan said quietly. The ground is unstable. Noah chuckled. I think you're overreacting, he said, his tone dismissive. Moments later, the ground gave way beneath Noah's feet. He gasped as he clung to a root dangling over a deep pit. His confidence vanished, replaced by trembling fear. Ethan, he shouted. Ethan acted swiftly, lying flat on the ground to spread his weight. He reached out, gripping Noah's wrist with surprising strength. With careful precision, he pulled him back onto solid ground. Noah sat there, panting. That was unexpected. He laughed nervously. I guess I should have listened to you. My mistake. Ethan simply nodded and stood. We should keep going. This time, Noah followed his lead without question. As they moved deeper into the forest, Ethan showed Noah things he had never noticed. Tiny animal tracks, the way certain mosses only grew on the north side of trees, and the distant sound of running water. Noah, usually so sure of himself, listened in awe. Finally, after hours of trekking, they reached a hidden clearing. In the center stood a stone altar covered in vines. Resting atop it was the artifact, a small glowing crystal. Noah carefully lifted it, inspecting every inch. Incredible! Then he turned to Ethan with a grin. Let me add a disclaimer. From now on, I'll trust your instincts. As they made their way back, Noah spoke again. You know, your village doesn't see it yet, but you have a gift, Ethan. Ethan didn't reply, but for the first time he felt something shift within him, a quiet pride. When they returned, the villagers were stunned to see Noah alive and well. I would have been lost without him, Noah announced. Ethan isn't strange, he's wise. The villagers murmured among themselves, realizing they had been wrong all along. New words and their meanings. Reticent, quiet and not revealing thoughts easily. She was reticent about sharing her personal life with strangers. Presumptuous, doing something that you have no right or authority to do, or showing overconfidence or arrogance. It was presumptuous of him to think he knew the way without checking the map. Ostracize, to exclude or ignore someone from a society or group. The students decided to ostracize the new kid, which was unfair. Wilderness, a natural area with no human settlement. The explorers were lost in the wilderness for days before they found help. Tremble, to shake from fear, cold, or excitement. The little girl trembled when she heard thunder. Meticulous, very careful and detail oriented. A meticulous artist carefully paints every tiny detail. Reluctant, unwilling or hesitant. He was reluctant to try the new food but ended up liking it. Disclaimer, a statement that limits responsibility or clarifies information. The advertisement included a disclaimer about possible side effects. Now, let's see how much you remember. I'll describe a word and you have to guess it. What word means to exclude someone from a group? Option A, ostracize. Option B, tremble. The right answer is ostracize. What word describes Noah's overconfidence when he thought he knew the way? Option A, meticulous. Option B, presumptuous. The right answer is presumptuous. Wow, we explored a thrilling adventure today. Now it's your turn. What do you call a person who refuses to change their opinion despite evidence? Option A, stubborn. Option B, flexible. Let me know your answer in the comments.